Good morning, everyone. Well, I guess this is a relief rally. Relief that this country maybe will not go under. Yeah, I'm going to put the charts up. No ways. Uh, and hey, 4 more years of what we've been through. I don't know any country that could have survived another 4 years of that, or people gone through that. So these are some pretty big gaps, mostly in financials, XLF, um, KRE. And as interest rates are going up, I guess that pretty much goes right to the bottom line as the yield curves begin to go positive. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the coming months. Mm. So you can see the futures here; they're up, taking out this prior high, bottom of the base, top of the base. No matter what happens with the news, we got to apply um, the day to day, our method. So an explosive move right through the top there. Got a wide range bar. We'll see where this is going to end the day. That should be somewhat telling. You see the void that was created by this straight up move. There's no pivots there. No pivots. That means a little bit of support. So I got to put a 90-minute on here just to see more data. So I can go back to the 65. Probably find a pivot there. Nope. Nope. No pivots on the 65. Obviously, we go down to lower time frames, so we'll see pivots. See on the 15-minute there. Sideways here a little bit. Um, so the question is at the open, we'll, it's just the same thing. I mean, we got the news event. It's a significant day, of course. Um, Significant as to what really is going to happen. Not really so much today, but in the coming month or so. We've heard lots of talk, lots of promises. Now it's time for action. And what those actions will be will start to tell the story as to what we'll be seeing next year. And so, right now, I guess a little bit of euphoria, um, relief. And so things overdone a little bit, possibly, not crazy overdone, but these are big gaps. So looking at, as we always do, look at where the futures are, look where the spiders are. Um, And this, I have to drag this down a little bit here. I got a line up there from where it was. It's about, give or take where it was there. So it's gapping over this area of resistance. And so let's just call it between here. So we make some assumptions, right? It's gapping up like that. And buyers here, there's going to be an unfilled gap down here. It should not go down there. And it should pullback. Well, if it can really hold up, that would be somewhat surprising if it could hold up there for 30 minutes and then go higher. Right? But pullbacks into this high and this high is where buyers should want to step up. It's in an uptrend, and as prices come down there, we look for patterns um, where it turns up. Now it's been going sideways here since, well, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think that's enough of, slower volume and enough of a base that possibly buyers come in. This is a bad tick. Buyers come in and start pushing it higher. Um, yeah, let's just take a look at something here. 6,000. Not a lot of open interest up there. Those are the put side. Hold on. the movement was so big, I had to adjust this percent range to add more strikes up to 4 from 3 because it's moved up so much in a short amount of time. Decent open interest there. I just want can we get to 6,000 today? Suppose it could. There would be a tremendous move, especially after a gap. So gapping up, I think around 2%. So gapping just above that high. Let's call it 589 or so. Up the high. Top strike. Let's just double check because I did that this morning. 999, 990. No, came off a little bit. Came off quite a bit. 59.75. Interesting that didn't change. Well, it's here. Unfilled gap would fall into the gap. I think you got to wait like 5 or 10 minutes just to see which way this thing goes one way or another. Such a big gap. We'll have to keep an eye on those financials, which let's just take a look. Because they've got the biggest move. They're see, I had another page open here. They're up like 5%. XLF 5%. And where the hell? And you can see the cursor there. So that, big. Is it big void? Factory work. So now that it's opening up here, if it falls all the way back here, probably, I don't know how much we read into it anyway, just a big news thing. But ideally, look, if it's up here, it starts to form some support somewhere in the middle of nowhere. How do you recognize that? It's got to form a pivot. Then it has to retest the pivot. And then we see if it can move up from there. If it plummets all the way down, it's just a euphoric gap and things just have to start rebuilding from there. Qs are underperforming. You can see where they're gapping. They're gapping up to the high there. So not a big deal. So some anticipation yesterday ahead of the news. Transports moved up and did well. So this looks like, hey, can clear these highs. That's what we're going to be looking for in the next few days. The Russell, a monster move. You see it's gapping up there. Well, gapping up to the base. Look at the weekly chart. Look over to the left there where the cursor is. So that's gapping up into resistance. So it's not like just jump on board here. It would be unpleasant, I would imagine, initially. SMHs, you're not really moving too much. Tech is really not benefiting from this. It's all about financials. Oh, you see gapping up to 66. It's gapping up into, look at the weekly chart. It's gapping up into a resistance area. So many things odds are there's going to be some, imagine profit taking. It goes up a little bit. You want to watch for like breakout failures initially. maybe some of these things call spreads down that are gapping up like that. Maybe the premiums would be like, gigantic. Couple of days to expiration, maybe. Gold is coming down pretty hard, coming down toward the 50 here in support. So we'll have to see. So this is kind of all this was an anticipation, and you kind of wonder: is this a belief that inflation's been coming down? Right? Trump's always wanted them to lower interest rates even more. Um, when he was president the first time, always pushing, and even afterwards pushing the Fed to lower interest rates. So we'll have to keep an eye on things as far as that inflation as we get into next year. Interest rates. I resorted this, but you see the 30 years gapping up. Now, gapping up because did they think that here, where they were moving up, that the economy is going to be doing so great? And now with Trump, it'll be doing better. So interest rates going to be going up because of a demand for money? Or is it a belief that inflation is going to increase? Figure that out in the coming weeks. 10 years gapping up. You can see the weekly chart where let's see here. It's scaled by. That's gapping up into some resistance. And the 13-week, not really doing much of anything. Last week we spoke about how this had rolled over. Silver's coming down. Oil still bottoming out or a new top. We're going to see. He says he's going to pump oil. So more supply. This should go down. We'll see what this does in the coming weeks. Bitcoin is ripped higher. Looks like it's ready to break out and get above those highs. How much will Fed rate cut decision move market? Well, liquidity is an essential part of moving the market. So, we'll see. Right? There's an interest rate decision this week, isn't there? Fed interest rate decision on Thursday. I guess they moved a day ahead because of the election. Yeah. So let's see what they're going to do. I think it's expected a quarter of a point, and we'll watch the reaction to it. Okay. Wow. So again, is this just a euphoric type of move this morning? We're going to do these things come all the way back down because retailing has been doing nothing for the longest time. And so if these things stay up, let's just replay a little bit of what we've heard over this last year, right? It's all about the consumer spending money. The consumer has got 1 point something trillion in credit card debt overhanging them. And so retailing stocks do nothing and chopping around. And now they're moving up. At what point does the bank break? 1.5, he was saying. At what point does the credit card bill start coming home? And we talked about how the all the cruise lines are going up. So people are spending money. They're not spending it on, I guess, computers. They're spending it on pleasure. And I think with that credit card things going, those numbers and those interest rate things coming, those payments coming, I think there's going to be a bit of a hangover. So, but we'll be monitoring these things, over the coming months, as to whether these, the airlines, the cruise lines, whether they start to, oh, wow, JetBlue's really a dog. And there you go. People traveling, taking vacations, be getting ready for the holidays. So the holidays come, people spend more money than they can afford. So maybe this rally, will um, pull in a little bit, go back and forth a little bit, and maybe we maybe really have an end of year rally just based on this. So we'll continue to monitor what is and assess to see if some tech stocks can begin to pick up some steam, because I'm more interested in the things that haven't moved than things that are, gapping up 5% and have been up. So the catch up trades should be where the money could be meant as breadth expands. And so, before I hand it over to Dan, you can see this was improving. It came down here into the lower bands, and the equities hadn't gotten there yet. And so now it's gapping up. Things are still kind of out of sync, but here was a bit of that big spike above 1.2 that day. But it was ahead of the election, so it'll take probably a couple of days for things to shake out here. We'll see what happens. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Hey, Craig, I didn't hear you talk about solar. And
Solar. I
yeah,
saw first solar gapping down, and then as I was going to look at tan,
right.
I
That's
realized it was
time,
time
right?
to start talking.
Yeah, because we were talking yesterday and I texted you from the gym. I think it would be a great MT live next week. Because then it'll be a week after digesting today's gaps. It'll be more timely of a new opportunity of how to trade this. But yeah, look at
Sure.
the hand getting
Yeah.
whacked. I mean, wow, I didn't see this. I saw it when I went to the gym. It was like at yesterday's low. But look at that, and we're fully bullish. We don't have a single short. And you always woulda, coulda, shoulda, wish you had more exposure, but you know, it would have made more sense. Like this one I said was bullish as can be yesterday. Starting in the morning, I was bullish on this thing. So in retrospect, I wish we bought a call option because less regulations, small caps. Um, I'm surprised that that's much uh, with yields rising. Yields hurt small caps. But yeah, it'd be good just to spend a lot of time looking at all the sectors, the charts, opportunities, etc. So yeah, it's a little hard for me this morning of what to even cover. I got 20 alarms going off, but that's really not doing anything. Let me look at our opens here actually. So we only have three. Well, one block. So I said sell a third pre-market. We actually have this thing going against us. All right, yeah, we sold a half yesterday in the strength right here at the 200. Retrospect, should have got out of the whole darn thing. That must be solar. Zoom, we have a covered call as a core long. I had this totally set up as my best new long today to give. Um, hoping it wouldn't gap too big. I see an alarm at 376. So, gaps are messing us up here for new entries. And our options, our weekly options trader, we got three trades. A and F way down the 126. PNC was actually relative weakness. we entered on this breakout of put spread, but now that is a monster gap. So I'm just bidding a penny to get out. I think let's see, we got the 185s. AXP, there's a few we did not get filled on yesterday. AXP was a new put spread idea. Netflix, we didn't get filled. No, that gap's manageable, meaning not too excessive. Google here, it's big. I wouldn't want to buy up here with a stop of the week's low, but it's manageable if we can get a controlled pullback. So that's still on my list. When you see stocks reacting, it's the collective market participants, obviously, as they do every day, trying to react to the fundamentals of the particular news that's going to do on their market cap. And so why is Apple flat right here? I don't know. It's an interesting call or discussion. Maybe it's because of their China business. Look at China stocks down here. The obvious reason there is Trump's stuff on China and tariffs, and so that's an obvious one. Hats off to Alex. He said Tesla would fly today if Trump got in. And I said, Alex, then why not buy a call option or call debit spread? Yep. So that was a nice call. This is a nice pattern had the gap not be excessive. All right. So those are just a few more. Oh, and we have XRT put spread also. Big old gap. I said move stop yesterday's low, bid a penny to get out. So there's our opens other than the ETF trader. Yeah, so Meta is down though. Why? Why is Meta? It didn't report earnings. My only guess is again policies. As policies of, there's talk about breaking them up. Trump, has been after some of these leftist FANG companies for a while, but the market's telling you that they don't like Trump being elected. Hey, Alex, you and I nailed it when we had a question in the green room yesterday. When did we think Trump would be confirmed? And you said Thursday, and I agreed. And I actually, again, in retrospect, I should have asked you for 20-1 odds, and I would have bet today because I had a suspicion that but I'm sure happy about it. Yeah, John, I know. In retrospect, I wish I got us out of the whole thing. Nothing I can do about it now. So we'll manage it. Maybe 5-minute low. At least we sold half for a beautiful gain. Let me put that in a window to watch it. All right, earnings here. I mean, you all ask me questions because, as a general rule, based on what the market is doing, I'm more interested in stocks gapping down. Can somebody tell me why? What concept? What master trader concepts? Correct, Rocco. Relative weakness. Correct. Anything not gapping up today is relative weakness, unless it's an inverse thing, which just looking at the Dow 30, Home Depot, relative weakness. Look at it. Wow, this is a weird pre-market. It ripped up and now down. That's kind of a bear flag. Well, this is more of a flag. This is more of just a vanilla breakdown on Tuesday's low. And then Nike is flat for some reason. I'm only guessing China again because they sell a lot of shoes to China. That's the limit of my thinking. Kaping here, earnings. That was a very bullish pattern, and this is Korea. I was hoping for a 1, 2, 3 to trade tomorrow, but now it's a call spread idea. Is it, well, it has earnings, so you have no way of knowing what percent of the gap down is that versus Trump, whatever. When you have multiple news items, you have no friggin' idea of what percent goes to what. Oh, back to SMSN. Yeah, I am short. A couple of us in the green room. I am short the $13 puts. So I still have $9 of comfort, just to be done with it. I sent an order out for a penny. I think I sold them for like, I forget, 43 or something like that. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what I said, Mikey. But we like Korea. We're not fighting with Korea, obviously. They're South Korea, I mean. All right, let's continue here. Devin, bullish gap, put spread idea, 30-minute high. Microchip, I was hoping it opened flat and then, kerplunk. It's a very poor bottoming pattern with those declining 20 and 50. So I got no interest. This thing, potential bottoming pattern, but same reason. I'm talking fast to try to get through this as many as I can at least. All right, this, if it opened flat, would have been a long yesterday's high. It's a nasty gap down. We'll come back to it. Go 1550. It's just a trading range now. It would actually be a condor idea. Aquilius gap. Wow, look at this gap. So this, Don, this is a 1 DTE call spread idea. Just, it's a bullish gap, but excessive. All right, Nog, $40, gap's too big, no interest. This thing's breaking down 97, maybe day trade or call spread. GMed bullish gap, still too big though, still $5 higher. So I got enough to watch. Cho on YouTube asking about Swabe relative weakness. That's actually another interesting. That's another interesting sector to talk about with Trump. It's a very interesting fundamental discussion as traders. And you start with a very simple question: who's going to be helped? Who's going to be benefited? Who's going to be hurt? And I would have thought, pro gun amendment number 2, Trump, this would have been up. So the fact that it's down, I don't know why. It's not earnings, but there's no pattern is the problem. Gap's too big. Don, another possible 30-minute low. Let me type these on different computer. Sam, nice on your tapestry. I saw that gapping up again. All right, Massey. All right, I got filled on something at a penny because the bell went off already. I'm not going to even look right now because I don't even care. All right, so we have, my alarm went off on FDN. We have this in our ETF letter. Greg, sell a third. I would. We got a full lot.
Sell it all.
All right. I'm not complaining, but I thought you were the one that wanted to hold on to things longer because it's a bullish pattern, but yeah, it's fine with me.
Could be an exhaustion gap.
Well, I disagree with that. It's coming out of bullish consolidation, but I won't waste time on it. We can talk later.
Disney. It's gapping.
All right, there's a gap in crap, no interest. Here, let me go. That's the only new. Look at this. What did I say yesterday? If this opened up a little bit, breakdown failure, void. This looks great if you don't mind a stop under this base, but that's a $2 stop. Here I had IONS here. Let me put Sidna here. CDN. IONS I had as a bullish gap from a bottoming pattern. Let's see if we can get a controlled pullback. We know about ANF. Let me, well, XRT, I know it's going to be spreading. Michael Jackson is lower. Greg, there's another sector. Marijuana is weak. Well, part of it's because, you know, I don't know how many states had it on their ballot, but it failed in Florida. Wow, my SMCI $13 puts are still 7 by 9 cents. I thought they would be a penny by now. Let me just set an alarm at $20 and then I won't worry about it. So I can move on. Q's holding very well with the pre-market data right here. Netflix coming in hard. Meta selling off. XRT. They're going to be spreading, so there's no way we're going to get filled. All right, let's see. We got the, yeah, that 2-cent bid is me. The $75 puts are 2 cents by $1.25. So they're just being jerks. But it should expire at full profit. Trump is what I got out at a penny. No, that's not true. That's not true. I didn't see an order there. That's not true. I got out of AON. AON. I was short the 350 puts for next week, and I sold them for $1.10. And I had a bid at a nickel that was filled right at the open. All right, so yeah, Trump here is 0 by 20. Wow, these quotes are ludicrous. I have the $10 puts on Trump. $10 puts, but the spreads are effing asinine. They're just asinine. Right, I'm just going to bid a penny because I think they have earnings today. Somebody told me, no, it's the 8th. I don't know. All right, Billy Newlow, BLK, nice out of a third pre-market. We only have a third left. BMY was on my list yesterday. That's a breakout from a bear sandwich. So it's gonna be hard to find new setups, and this is a candidate because it's a bullish pattern, not too extended. 15-minute coming into minor support. So these are the type of things I would be interested in as new trades. Oh no, I did not get out on AON. What did I get on? Okay, that's something different I got put on. All right, AON. I have the 350 puts for next week. You know, this jerk is not even posting my order. That's because it's at 2 cents. And I don't think he's required to if they're 5-cent minimums. That's why. That's why. All right, let me change it to a nickel and see if he posts it. No, it is a nickel. This is illegal. This is illegal. The market maker has to post my order unless he's still at the donut shop. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's 0 by 790. All right, I got filled on my Trump for a penny just to be done with it. Uh, Google. All right, I was hoping Google would come in and give us a 15-minute buy setup. Yeah, it could be, Alex, that it's just the opening rotation. And now it's, I that's the least of my worries. Tesla bullish pre-market making new highs. That's amazing. Netflix coming in. Now see, that's coming in ugly. So that I have zero interest in. Like I said, I wish Google came in and gave us a buy setup around 172. Would have been nice. Yeah, Ulta was on our list. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's a good new pattern. Sure. You can buy it right here. I'd say, at least half stop days low, maybe half Monday, just to start and then move it to today. And finally, PNC not being getting filled. Got the 185s. They expire Friday. Yeah, they're 5 cents by 70. I'm gonna try to bid a nickel for the 190s. Because there's see, I mean, you can tell, I can tell what people are doing. Same thing I'm trying to do. They're trying to get out. The spreads are horrible and they're 0 by whatever all over the place. It's a stupid market maker. All right. All right. Yeah, we should have killed this thing 5-minute low. Shoot. I am so mad I didn't get us out of this yesterday. We sold half with a stop under yesterday's low. That pisses me off. That would be an interesting 30-minute high. Alex, lift. All right, the CDNA bottom right. I'm watching as a pullback. Let me put lift on the other computer. Yeah, block came in hard for some reason, but we only have a third left. I was tempted to actually to sell the whole thing pre-market, but you know, the only reason you hold a little is because you to give it a chance. To give it a chance to go higher. This Quillia. Um, see. PNC. Yeah, video looks higher, but it's extended from this pre-market run. Semis are up. Yeah, wow, that's a monster cap of banks. Alex, why oh why did we not get out of that yesterday? I'm so mad. The FDN looks, oh, is that the one we sold? Yeah, yeah, we should have kept some. 228.66. Disney was another one. Oh, Disney, that was one we had a put spread also. That obviously is not going to get filled. So we got to kill this in the XP. Yeah, that was a nice pattern. That was on my list for today also. Ooh, ooh. All right, that gapped under our stop. So let's move stop 30-minute low. Our stop was 240. Yeah, gapped under it. Third. Oh, nice pop with the open. Nice job.
Huh. Solar stuff.
Build on another something or another. BNC I closed. Yeah, but I had to pay a nickel because they were so spready.